Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Land of Fantasy series. This week has been an incredibly productive week for the Land of Fantasy, and I'm excited to show you what I've been working on. But first of all, we must keep the productivity flowing. In my own spare time this week, I have very slowly collected 3 wither skeleton skulls from the nearby fortress. And now, using the power of bedrock and suffocation, I will figure out how to slay the wither. I think this is the sort of area that we're looking for. I don't really know how to do this off the top of my head, but I will give it my best shot. This should do, right? These 3 blocks, yeah, this will be perfect, I think. That's also not how you build a wither. 1 second, everybody. Trust me, I am very good at this game. You do that, you do this, bang, 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 perfect. And then you just, ooh, wait, we gotta stand back first. Like so, and then... Perfect, we're all good to go. And this is probably very bad. Did I break it out already? Oops. Well, I think we're still good. Also, let me just drink this. Even though we're already melting its health. There you go. Nothing easier, is there? Easy peasy. Productivity? Check. Armored and vulnerable wither's head. Interesting. But more importantly, nether star. Right. Let's get back to the overworld. We're gonna need 3 obsidian along the bottom here. Then you give your obsidian a glass hat, like so, I think. I am also doing this off the top of my head, so I only believe this is how you make a beacon. Nether star right in the middle. See, I know what I'm doing. And 1 with a skull right there, next to the iron golem. In the House of Skulls. Also going to need a whole ton of iron, but guess what we built recently? An iron farm. So now, if we just hippity like so. I'm messing this up so badly. What to do we? Nice. Now I'm just going to pack this up and we're going to leave it until later on this episode, because we're going to need it. Well, I panicked then, thinking that it wouldn't work with a fortune pickaxe. I would have cried. I would have genuinely cried. So, other than killing wither skeletons for hours on end, we have also gone about decorating the inside of the church that we built up last episode. So, if we head inside, we've now got a nice notice board. Feel free to pause and read all those signs. They're kind of crazy little things I wrote down. We got a bell attached to a bell, which makes everything glow. And most importantly, we have our little service going on. We've got the pamphlets, you know, the ones you get on the back of the church chairs, where they kind of just tug them in and you can pick them up when you're sitting down here like this. We've got a few people attending a little bit of a speech that's being held by Father Damascus, and we have a very special person that I'm about to show you. This is the king of the city town thing. The king that lives in the castle that's not there yet. Doesn't he look cool? I went on to like a custom little skin maker. I just put in a pillager and I added a bit of red to it. I gave him a red eye, a bit of a scar, and of course a crown. Can you call it a crown? Like a iron crown, I suppose, because gold a little bit out of place. I even went out of my way to dig up some ancient debris and he looks very silly like that. Oh my god. Oh my god, hang on. Oh, let's give him his pants back. To dig up ancient debris and give him that netherite armor, because it just was fitting. It was so fitting to have it being netherite. It's such a great color for his color scheme. And then the nice red leather tunic. Words are hard. And he's got a little collar there, just so you can appreciate the effort I went into. It's not quite a match, but I did my best, okay? I tried. And I haven't got a name for this guy yet. I want something kind of intimidating. But I do have a whole bunch of titles. We have the Redeemer, Protector of the Penitent, and Master of all. I mean, get out of the way, I'm reading. If those titles don't kind of scare you or make you go, whoa, this guy's cool, then I don't know what will. That's my best shot. The Redeemer, Protector of the Penitent, Master of all. And if you're familiar with the latest World of Warcraft expansion, you may be familiar with someone that's very similar to who this looks like, but I'm not the most imaginative person, okay? I gotta take inspiration where it comes. And as I'm walking back over to the smithing district, I'm gonna let a few little clips play that I was recording of some raids that I've been doing this week. I've been doing a whole bunch of raids because, as you saw there, well, last week I was out of Pillager and Vindicator heads. But so that I could decorate the inside of the church, I had to go out and get some more, and I thought, well, while I was at it, let's just grab a whole bunch. So here we are. We've got 30 Pillager heads, 10 Evoker heads, 15 Vindicator heads, 6 Vex heads, 10 Ravager heads. I was messing around with those if you saw the little post that I sent out. I'm not really sure how those posts on YouTube work, but I did send one out. It was of a little Ravager turtle. Here, I'll rebuild him. Look how cute that guy is. When I built this, I was laughing my head off. I thought it was so funny. But I digress. We also have down in the corner there a spare head of my camera account, which is how I did that. It's not an actual pillager, obviously. It's my own artwork. I just chucked on my camera account, put him in survival mode, and then slew him. And then another chest, fresh full of leatherworks from the armorers, but that's not what we're doing this episode. This episode, I thought, as we've now got our design for the king of the town, I still don't know what to call this place. I'm going to go for town. Town with a big castle. I thought it is finally time to actually start work on the big castle. But before I do so, I need to sort something out that I've been leaving for a while now, and that is the castle markets, because I built these stalls up quite a while ago now, it feels, and they have gone nowhere. They're the exact same design. I tried to glass this guy off so he wouldn't keep trying to axe me, but he still does it if you kind of go over here. Hello. Yep, that's what I was trying to avoid, this little thing going on here. And then I thought, well, I mean, these castle markets take up a lot of room. If only I could figure out a way to not have them take up room, so I could start work on building the castle a bit further out. You know, I want a big castle here. I want something impressive. And then I also thought, well, if only I could think of something to put here. You know, this area here, it feels like it would be great for extending the market, but the market's too big as it is. And then it hit me. What if we put the castle market away from the castle? So it's probably no longer the castle market, it's just the church market. That doesn't quite the same ring to it, but I'm going to move the market stalls that were there to here now, and then now across the bridge is castle only. Castle on castle grounds only, no castle market. Let's do that first. Now, the first step to this redesign is, of course, making sure our Vindicator stays safe. So, I'm about to release the beast. I've got some wool here, just to make sure he's okay when I transfer him to his new home. Now, I'm sorry, Osgur. That's your name, right? But you're about to be evicted. Come with me, please. Okay, you are very eager. This way. On we go. Past the church. It's a nice place, isn't it? You like the church? Yeah, it's my new favourite building, actually, so I'm glad you like it. Anyway, over here we've got a nice little walkway. Enjoy the flowers, enjoy the little tree I put in there. Mind the snow, sorry, I will sort that out in a minute. And just head around here if you can. I'm going to build you a nice little house, you could say. Let me just... Ow, you kind of hit hard. This is confusing for me. Why did I only build myself 8 wool? I didn't really do myself the power of good here, did I? Anyway, if I just do this, and then do this. In you hop. In you, there you go. You'll like it here. I promise. I'm gonna upgrade your market stall. It's gonna be much nicer than the last one you had. Now, let's go actually do that. After quite some time, I've finally come up with a design that I quite like. It's not as grand as I was originally planning on, but at one point, I had like a whole house being built here, and that was just way too much. That was far too over the top. So I settled it back down, and we ended up with this. It's the original market stall design, but with a little corner bit going on here, and we've all decorated up this one for now. We've got the paintings back in, but now instead of paintings and dye, I've moved it to paintings and books. Because like everyone these days, this guy just had to bring a book out. So the banner's now over here, and he's got his bookshelves, nice little book, couple of flowers, everything's looking grand. And of course, this is the second store over here that used to sell glass. I'm just wondering if I should change up what this one's selling as well, just because the glass one was always a bit weird. I mean, the pile of glass behind it always was a bit weird to me. But I think I'm going to put the third one in here, maybe the fourth one round the corner, move this tree. I could even have a fifth here if I did it right. I think I can do 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the original 5 that I was going for over there. And then, who knows? We also had a casualty while we were building up those market stalls. Unfortunately, a stray arrow aimed at me went ahead and hit our dear friend Oscar while he was just standing over there, minding his own business in his blackstone cage. So, I will dedicate this tree that I've now moved to his memory. You'll be deeply missed, dear friend. Apparently he wasn't on much health because it was really just one arrow and it was over. And with Oscar's tree now moved out of the way, we were able to build up these last 3 market stalls. It wasn't the 4 that I was intending to try and fit in this area, but it will do. I need to kind of revise what I'm planning to put in them. I'm not really sure, because I don't think the last worked. That, however, is something I will probably do throughout the course of next week, and I'll also probably grab some pillagers to put inside them as well. I've also added in my favourite design for the hanging baskets and hanging lanterns that I've got everywhere else in this build, and of course some benches, just to make it all come together and look all lovely. You know, I love these hanging baskets. So now it's feeling a bit more active in this area here, and most importantly, we have that area free to work with. Now, I don't know if I want to start on this right away. I was thinking, I'm very, very eager to start on this castle. I had like an epiphany of how I'm gonna do this build this week, and I suddenly thought, yes, I know how I'm doing this. I want to start right away. But I think first of all, I should probably at least have the courtesy of finishing off this cliff face, because it's been like that for a while now, especially when I wanted to have this pathway wrap up and meet up with the castle, and that's still something I'm planning on doing, don't worry. But I can't continue when this cliff face looks like this. Now this could be quite a project, but luckily I have a whole 2 days of recording left to go still, so I'm going to see how far I can continue detailing this cliff face today, at least. I'll keep you updated as I make the changes, and then tomorrow, I think, is where we're going to start on this. And we're going to need that beacon. Progress report 1, and we've got all the materials we need. Update number 2, and now I've made a little pathway that goes all the way up here, and it doesn't quite reach the top of the castle market yet. Hang on, let me just... all the way up here. But on the good news, I have gone ahead and filled in this whole area with nylium and a few trees, corrupt trees, a few rocks, and I even went ahead and just detailed up half of it so far, the easier half, or the easier third, I suppose, at this point, which is just continuing along this line here, and then continuing along here, which is the easier part. The harder part is, of course, hang on, watch this, there's a way up here. You gotta be pretty good at parkour. You gotta hop here, you gotta hop there, hop back this way. No, hang on, wait, no. Hop onto this Ugh, hang on. I'm gonna show you guys that I can do the parkours. I can do it. Hang on, you gotta go this way, this way, this way. Oh, hang on. Right, so you gotta go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, up here. Oh, it's okay, we can salvage this. Nope. That's the one. That's the one. This is the final one. Oh, alright. That was a lot of effort. Of course, the hard one that I've been avoiding is this one here, and God forbid the dreaded 3-layered one. Oh my. So yeah, the one by this pathway is a bit easier, and of course, the other third is this. So really, in terms of cliff work, I've done very little, but the ground is at least there. We work up from the ground, right? That makes sense. Catch you on the next progress update. Update number 3, I think. It is 3, right? Yeah, it's 3. It's quite a lot of time between each of my updates, even though it's a very little time for you. It's hard for me to keep track of even small numbers for that long, but we have now detailed up the crimson half of this corner here, continued along here, and we've even gone ahead and added some little decoration to Rain Crypt Rest. God, that's always gonna trip me up saying it. Rain Crypt Rest, which if I haven't told you guys, because I don't think I have so far, my idea is that you kind of head in here and you've got this big catacombs. So it's not one build, it's a whole spiraling corridors, staircases, all sorts in here. It's going to be quite a lot of work, and it's not something I'm planning on doing soon, to be honest with you, but I thought I should at least give it a nicer looking entrance away, and I'll probably go around and get some vines and throw them over the place, but I wasn't really putting my full effort into that. I've been focusing on doing this. I also built up one of these, and now I'm in the Crimson-y groove right now. I'm gonna keep continuing along this way with the crimson, and maybe even up on this second layer too. I'm indecisive of whether... Actually, no, I'm not. The second layer here will also be crimson. As you get closer to the castle, the crimson seems to be getting wilder, thicker, more potent. Words like that. I'll catch you on the next update. And final update before we move... Final update before we move on to the next part of this episode. Now, I was supposed to do one on Saturday evening, but apparently I was too tired and forgot. So this is going to be a double update. We have done the top side of this cliff here, the grassy side, moving all the way along. All the way along here, over the crypt, which I have now vined up, but have not sorted out. So these vines are probably going to go crazy. I'm going to have to come back here and sort them out. And I've done it all the way up until we hit the dreaded 3-layer cliff. And I have also... Hang on. Was this part of last update? Sorry, it's the morning. I forgot what I did when now. But I'm pretty sure this whole line of crimson on the other side is new as well. And that runs all the way along until just shy of the end there. So all of the crimson is now in place. I did a bit along here too. I didn't quite go up all the way. I am planning on reaching this all the way up here. So that the found... Now it's raining. You never like building in the rain. But I want the crimson to kind of reach the lower parts of the castle, so it kind of feels like it's all kind of leading to the castle, right? So you kind of see it's going up much higher up the sides here and then over there. And that's why it's also going to be double layer crimson here. So what I need to do at some point, not this episode, is sort out the crimson running along this width here. Kind of sort out the merge where it goes from grass into crimson. And then finally do the grass along this top bit up here. And then, well, I was going to say and then we're done. But clearly we have quite the harsh cutoff at the moment. So until expansion happens this way, which is probably inevitable knowing me, we will be caught up to date with detailing the cliffs. But Or we can use the rain. Maybe the rain isn't so bad. But the rain will have to go. There we go. Sleep it off. Hands off. Get away from me. It's always good to put your bed out in the open. That's a life fact for you there. Alright. What I want to do now is use that beacon, that we got right at the start. And, well, quite frankly, demolish this entire mountain. Now, don't fear. We'll probably build it up. Or at least part of it up again. But I want to make sure the castle is built first. I want that to be the priority of this area here. And then we can landscape around the castle. And I've been thinking about this a lot. I think it is easier for me to destroy the whole mountain and then build it back up again, rather than have the hassle of working around it. So, without further ado, let me go grab that beacon and some good pickaxes, and we're gonna destroy that entire mountain in one time lapse. Let's go. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 double chests filled with stuff. We have done quite the dig today, my friends. I had my beacon set up, I put it on full power. I had a bit of a math issue with the amount of iron blocks I needed for it. Twice. I just don't understand how triangle is in a 3D space work. Luckily, maths is not the degree I'm taking. So, we have dug this area around here. We've flattened it all the way up here. You can even see the house from here. Look, I can see my house from here. And as a spur of the moment decision, we have decided to leave this bit in. The original plan did not have me keeping this. It had me keeping a tinier bit over here. I was planning on keeping kind of along that line. If you follow my cursor, like so. Like that. But I've decided that I'm going to give it a shot with this. I can do a 2-stage castle with kind of the king's personal bit of the castle up on this rock here, and then the general part of the castle along here. Now, I said I had a vision for the castle. A vision is not a plan of execution. I am unaware how I'm going to get my... What I've kind of got is a series of pictures in my head. I've got pictures of what the towers are going to look like, or what some of the interiors are going to look like, or what some balconies are going to look like in my head. But I've got to piece together where they go, like a jigsaw puzzle, where I've got my ideas on the jigsaw pieces, and I want to figure out how to bring it all together into one beautiful looking castle, obviously. So that is probably an issue for next week, or at least throughout this week. This week? Next week. Today is Sunday. Throughout the course of next week, which I will then to you on the Sunday. But as a little hint, I am planning on having a kind of fancy staircase leading up around here. Or the alternative is having these arching pillars, and this actually kind of continues, and you kind of walk underneath parts of the castle. I thought that was quite a cool idea. And then you can kind of access maybe like a castle gardens. So tell me what you prefer down in the comments. Would you rather see kind of a staircase that leads up, probably starting back here, to a kind of bigger door, or the same kind of height? Because I want to give it a bit of height off the ground, and either this area under here is more of a storage area for the main entrance underneath it, or you can walk along it and the whole entrance hall is slightly elevated on the pillars. So tell me what you think's better, because I can't make my mind up at the moment, and I might overrule it anyway if I come up with something better. But you're just gonna have to find out what I decide to do next week. So I hope you've all enjoyed this week's episode of the Land of Fantasy. I have very happy with the... Ooh, those vines have really gone crazy in that time, huh? Wow. Really happy that I finally started sorting out this crimson area down here. Although we didn't quite finish it, the start is the most important part. And now, we're ready to build that castle up. But, like I said, next week. So, until then, see you guys.